Hello guys and welcome to another discussion about graphics cards and especially the stock availability for AMD Radeon RX 9070 XT and the prices. Yeah, the prices because the MSRP is 600 and you kind of find it like with I don't know 100, 200, 300 euros more and it's like half of the MSRP sometimes added, which is a lot. And what do you get for that? Well, let me show you a little bit. Good, I hope you see it well. So, I'm using Tech Power Up site to see some details, some differences, because they also put them in a relative performance ladder. And you can see that 9070 XT is just a little bit more powerful than 3090 Ti from Nvidia, and this card was released when? 3 years ago. 3 years ago, in March, more or less 3 years ago, on 2000 dollars euros price. And if you remember, in that period with COVID and stuff, it was much more expensive. So if you look at AMD, it's actually a good deal for 600 euros. But as I said, they they add like 1, 2, or 300 euros more for different models, like overclock or not, beefier coolers, and so on. And it's weaker than 5070 Ti, but this card is more expensive. So MSRP is 750, and actually you find it like over 1000 euros. 1000 euros, like, or 20, 30, 100 euros, much more expensive. And you barely find it, and the price is very up. And even the AMD is has higher prices than MSRP. It's still better than what you find on Nvidia, and that's why I'm still looking for this card to buy it. Yes, and the good part on this site is they actually put all the graphics card model, and you can sort them by boost clock. If you don't know what the boost clock is, let me put it this way. So the boost clock is like an overclock in a way, like a boost mode, and the graphics card can stay on that frequency based on the temperature loads, So the better the cooler, the more time will stay on that high frequency from maximum boost clock. It's not such a big difference. So if you see this, cards have 3000 megahertz and 100, and if you go down, you have 3060 megahertz. It's not that much, but it's still like a little boost over the standard. That's why, in my opinion, it's not that important to buy these ones, because they are more overpriced just for a little boost. But you should focus more not on the actual boost, but more on the cooler, because you want your graphics card to run cool, to not be in throttle and so on. But in my case, I'm gonna look. I had some cards in mind, like Sapphire Nitro RX 9070 XT, because my first AMD graphics card that I bought for my first PC that I built, I can show you actually. Give me a second. I'm back, guys. Sorry. I'll put my full webcam so you can see it better. So my first card was a Sapphire card, Radeon RX 460 OC. A entry level card, but a card from Sapphire, and I was happy with this one. I had no problem. It's still good. I still keep it. Maybe I'm gonna use it on a old build, for, I don't know, 2020 years period games. I don't know. So if the entry card was good and I was pleased with that, I'm looking on the higher end, not higher end, the higher prices versions, like in this case, of again, like Sapphire Nitro. But what I really don't like, and many people don't like about this graphics card, is the connector, which is the new one. How it's called? Uh, 12-volt connector or something like that, with the, the famous connector that's melting and so on. I don't like it. And another thing that they did, where is the back? They don't show the back. Then you see the connector here. Okay, so what's the deal? You have to bend the cable. So I don't like the connector. They say that it's have safety. They took safety measures for this connector and so on, but also they put it in a. You need to bend the cable, which I don't like it. You put pressure on the cable, and this cable is already like, oh my god, this cable is gonna burn or something like that. Yeah, I mean they talk about the stuff like it doesn't consume as much as 5090 or so on, but a problem is a problem. So I was really looking for this card, but because of the connector, I have to look on something else. And another thing that I also like this card, the looks is good. Uh, from what I know, the Sapphire brand is very good with AMD cards. Like the previous one, I also like it, but I didn't got the chance to buy it. And I like the outputs. So I want two HDMI ports and two display ports. It's more balanced than 1 and 3 display ports, one HDMI and 3 display ports. Because just think about this. If one port is okay, let me put it this way. The warranty, it's over, right? One of the ports is ruined. And if it's the HDMI port, you have no HDMI port left. You could use adapters, display port to HDMI, but why to complicate? So in this time, when you have two from each one, is more balanced. And also I'm thinking to use one HDMI to put it on TV and one HDMI for how it's called, for a capture card. So two HDMI are very good for me, and one display port will be for my main monitor. And yep, that's it about connectors. So I'm not gonna buy this one. I don't trust the connector, and that's the only issue that I have with this card. In rest, I really love it. If it was not that connector, I will only look on after this one. As you can see, it has a little bit of boost over the normal version. So what else do I have left here? So guys, you see, I'm looking from cards that I had before. So what card do I have now? Now I have a Gigabyte Aorus 1080 Ti Extreme. So of course I'm gonna take a look on this one. From what I heard, this card is also expensive. Like as I told you guys, it's like 300 euros more than MSRP. But I like how the card looks. I heard that is runs very cool, and it has 2 two connectors that I want, as I want, and the normal power connectors. I said connector, I wanted to say outputs, yeah. So it has the normal power connectors, which are safe, very well known. You don't have to buy a special cable or a power supply that has the new connector, and I'm happy with that. So I think this card will remain like I will make like a top, and from there I will pick one. And another card that I never had, but I heard that is also good, is the FX Mercury. I never had a XFX card, but I heard about them when they made cards for Nvidia, and now they are doing for AMD. I heard good words, but as you can see, the card is very long. For me, because I don't have a how it's called, I don't have a case bought already, but I will buy a case because I have some PC parts that I'm building, like a new PC. So I can look after that based on what graphics card I'm gonna buy. So the length shouldn't be a problem. And from what I see, the only problem that I notice is the not missing. It says 3 display ports and one HDMI. But as I said, I want 2 from each one. The connector is good, HDMI is not. The sizes depends on you guys, but in my case, as I said, it's not an issue that the card is big. And from what I heard, they have a magnetic fence, so you know, it will be easier to clean the fence. But if your PC is clean and has dust filters, most of the time, all the dust will be remaining those filters in the case. So the fans of the graphics card don't need actually to be cleaned if you keep the case in a clean place and you have filters. In my case, I forgot how the case is called. I have those dust filters that I clean, and most of the interior of my PC is most likely clean. I mean, very few particles of dust, but very. It's normal because sometimes Escape is not going everything in the filter. So yeah, I wouldn't. In my case, I wouldn't pay extra just for magnetic stuff that I'm not gonna use it. I will look more on the thermals and so on. And oh, it has a review. Let's see what they're saying about this card. So this card is is sold around 800 euros dollars. You know, I say euros dollars because sometimes when I see the price in dollars, I know that will be kind of the same in euros. And I'm from Europe and I'm used to euros. And what do we have here? 200 euros more. From what I've seen in my country, it's actually 900 or 270, 80 euros extra. So it's more than that. That's what I talk about. Yeah, they talk about the availability, stock, good prices. Don't know, the prices are up and they are kind of forced from what I'm seeing from the stores. The stores also, I think they boost the prices more because if this card is actually sold like $800 and in the retail shop I see it very close to 900, I'm gonna think that the store buff the prices, you know, push them up. So the specification, I'm gonna look more on where is the temperature? This stuff is kind of basic, you find it on every review. And if you have a game that you want to see, Baldur's Gate, I actually want to see it. Because I like Baldur's Gate. It doesn't have RT, so I don't care about RT. Yeah, I know it's an old game from 2023. But it's still good. So good performance, as you can see, 100 FPS in 4K, but I'm not gonna play in 4K, I'm gonna play in 4040p. So it's very good because it has more than my refresh rate. So temperature and consumption. Okay, so this is important. The cooler performance. So what is this? I want to understand what is the left, one is the right. Oh, memory and GPU. So yeah, the temperature of memory. So it's kind of cold, but what? The Sapphire Pulse is 50 degrees and this one is 52. I mean, from what I know, the Pulse is cheaper and runs cooler. Interesting. The Sapphire Nitro 49, very nice. TUF 49, 49. It's not that cooler as I expected because this card is kind of big, like big size, you know. It has a big cooler. I expected more. And memory, they are kind of in the same spot, like uh, 80 degrees, so kind of the same, nothing to see special. But we can notice that the Nitro has a better temperature. Ah, Nitro. Why you had to put that stupid connectors? Why not buy it? Because I really don't want to complicate with bending the cable, but the cable that is known to be melting and so on. I just want to buy my product and to be happy with it. Uh, Temperature and noises. Okay. Let's see what they are saying here. Fan noise. This one is better. 36, almost 37 decibels. I mean, it's okay. I mean, all of them are okay. This one, and when it's close to 45 to, how to say, 50 decibels, is kind of, you can hear it, but depends where you put your PC. Like, if you have it closer, you'll hear it more. And also, if you have headphones, it doesn't matter. So, I'm not gonna look too much after noise, but guys, you can see that it's okay, especially for this card. Okay, so I think it's more simple to watch this table. Fan stop 53 degrees, good. Hotspot 69. Good. I don't understand how it. I saw some temperature before and they were higher. You can also see the power consumption. So Taichi from S-Rock and Mercury are overclock versions and consume more to 364, 360 watts. Yeah. I wish they had a review for Aorus Elite, because in the end I think I'm gonna buy this one. Sapphire Pure also has two HDMI and two display ports, but I don't really like the design for pure version. Maybe they have a black one. No, the pure is only white. The Pulse, maybe. The Pulse was called Sapphire. Yes. At least this one is black and red. This one looks better in black, but it's my taste. Maybe you have a white build. I don't know. It also, yeah, it looks better. Just two pins. So if you want a cheaper version, I think the Pulse is very good, and you also have the standard connector two HDMI, two display ports. So depends on how much do you want to spend. So when I'm gonna make my final decision and actually buy it, based on how much money do I have, I'll be like, I really want to pay more for the how it's called uh Aorus, just because I don't know, it looks cool. And I also had before, and it's like, guys, when you had something that you liked, you want to buy it again in another form. Like from my 1080 Ti to this one, I'm really thinking about taking Aorus one. But this one is also a very good version. I don't think they have reviews. They have only two reviews for XFX and Sapphire. So yeah, this one, guys, is the chosen one. But as I said, depends on the price. Maybe until I get I grab the money, I get the money to buy it. Maybe the price will be better. Uh, but I'm between these two, especially this one because looks fire, looks very nice. Yeah, looks. I mean, I put it this way: you have a little bit of overclock, you have a good cooler, and the display ports that you want. So I want. Sorry, I want. I talk about in general like everyone wants like me, so it's wrong. Yeah. So this beauty, I'll keep an eyes on this one, and I really hope that I'll find it on in 800 euros. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's good. So even if you look about older graphics cards like where is the standard version here? So if you compare to this one that you may find it more expensive. Yes, it has more VRAM, but it's kind of on the same level. And this one has FSR 4, which is more comparable to DLSS 4. From what I remember, uh, only the 5 series from NVIDIA has support for DLSS 4 and 4 series, if I'm right. So this one is kind of old for the latest DLSS. So yeah, you get it cheaper, you get it new, and you get the new FSR, which looks very good from what I've seen and heard. So depends on you on what you are looking. I'm more on buying the newer stuff because power efficiency. Most of the time, the newer version have better, how to say, ratio, how much they consume, and how hot they get, and the frame rate, so on. And also, as I said, that FSR 4 looks good, and I give it a chance. And if you look up after NVIDIA graphics card, or you pay like a lot more, like you pay more, you could buy how to say you could buy this graphics card and a monitor. That's what is the difference between this and a good monitor. So yeah, I mean, the new series from NVIDIA is decent, is good, but I don't see the performance boost that much like in previous generation, and the price is too high. If the price was lower, would be more of a choice between AMD and NVIDIA in my case. But guys, and also that fucking connector it's a pain, really. Just to save a little bit of space. To do what? You save the space to do what? Make it the board, the PCB a little bit longer, put the 3 connectors, or how much do you need it, and that's it. Yeah, guys, so let's... I already told you guys the prices that I've seen on these cards. The Sapphire, this one is a little bit cheaper than Nitro, of course, the Nitro is the expensive one. And the Elite is more close to the Sapphire in the high price range, you know. If I buy this card in a month or two, I hope to get it actually in a good price and make a unboxing review. And I'm gonna give you my opinion about that and how it's actually runs, you know. So that's all for today. I'll stream some Lies of P. I'll continue to play it, and I hope to see you there. But I don't think everyone will see this video just after a long, long time. So goodbye, guys.